order to do the reverse tabular method for this, we have to still make sure, we're not doing synthetic division this time, still have to make sure that we have no missing terms. So we have to go x to the fourth, then we're having plus 0x to the third, because there's no x to the third, it's missing, it goes from 4 to 2, and it has to count down in order. Alright, so then we have minus 10x squared minus 2x plus 4. Okay, now the trickiest part about using the reverse tabular method is making the box. Now, I am experienced at this, and I see that I have a lot of terms here and then only 2 terms right here. This tells me what the shape of my box is going to be, and I know because I've done this a lot. But you don't, so how would you do that? Just make a big box. So we're just going to make a big box, okay? So what you do first is the rows, okay? And I know I need 2 rows because I need a spot for the x and a plus 3. Okay, that's how I know I have 2 rows. So I have a spot for the x and a plus 3. Now, what do we do with this guy right here? If you guys have ever used the table, they call this the area method or the tabular method. If you've ever used a table and you multiplied 2 binomials like this, you know that you put the x into 3 and the x into 2 like that, right? And then after you finish getting all those boxes, you add these ones together, the diagonal ones, and then you get your answer out here. You guys remember that? Okay, and so we currently have the answer right here. This is our answer, and this is one of the factors multiplying. And so we have to put the answer on the outside of the table. So this is how you do it. After you get to 2 rows, you put your arrows at the end. Okay, and then you start filling in the terms with this. Yeah, see, a lot of this is just setting it up. And so we have x to the fourth, and we have a 0x to the third. And then how many more terms do we have? I only have 2 zeros. How many more terms do I need? Or I did this one, and what's left over? There's 3 more, so I have to go 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's not that even, so let me try to even it out. That one, and then that one. And then from each of these, you have to draw a column. So you see, my original box, since I can see into the future, or because I've done this a lot, I would have drawn it like this, elongated like that, because I wouldn't want these really skinny columns. But anyways, we're not there. We're just practicing. Okay, so then I put negative 10x squared, and then I put a negative 2x, and then I put a negative 4. Now, we just did this with synthetic division, so you guys know we're going to have a remainder. So I'm going to show you guys what we do with the remainder. But how do I find the answer, which should be up here? This is what you do. Ready? Oh, that's supposed to be positive 4. Okay, so we put an x to the fourth right here. Now, I'm not going to put a 0x to the third right here, and the reason why is because these 2 boxes, this one and this one, are supposed to add to give me that one, so I can't do that yet. But now I could find a missing term. I could find this term right here. So what is that term going to be? What times this term gives me that? X to the third. So I have x to the third right here. That kind of makes a lot of sense. And now you know what goes in here. What goes in there? You go 3 times x to the third. What does that give you? 3x to the third. That's not bad, right? Now, if this is a 3x to the third, what does this have to be so that we add to get this? That has to be a negative 3x to the third. So you guys just see what's happening? I'm going down and up, and I'm going to do that all the way. I'm going to keep going down and up. So what times x would give me negative 3x to the third? Negative 3x to the second. Okay, and so then I can find this one now. That would be a negative 9x to the second power. Is everybody still with me? Okay, now what plus negative 9x to the second will give me that? Negative 1x squared. Negative 1x squared. What times x gives me negative 1x squared? Oops, I forgot my squared. Negative x, negative 1x, okay. And then what do I get right here? Negative 3x. What plus negative 3x gives me that? Negative 4x. No, just a positive x, right? So what times x would give me that? Just 1? Okay, so I have 1 times 3, which gives me 3, right? And this number should match that number. If they're not matching, that means you have a remainder. If they're not matching, you go outside minus the inside, and then you get your remainder. This is how you get your remainder. And now you just need to write plus 1 over x plus 3. This is our answer.